step into the shadows of the past as we uncover the elusive tale of Jean-Baptiste, the man who dared to disturb the resting places of the departed, leaving a trail of whispers and secrets in his wake. Welcome to Cowpunchers Unleashed. In 1859, Jean-Baptiste was settled in Salt Lake City, having constructed a small residence close to the city cemetery. He had tied the knot with Dorothy Jennison and was reputedly leading the choir for the local congregation. However, his life took a dark turn when accusations of grave robbery surfaced, tarnishing his reputation. The event that unraveled this grim reality occurred on January 16, 1862, when two men involved in beating Governor John Dawson were fatally shot by Salt Lake City police. Among them was Maroney Clausen. Strangely, no one stepped forward to give Maroney a proper burial. It was Henry Heath, a police officer, who stepped in, paying for Maroney's burial expenses, including buying a suit for his interment. This disturbing truth about Jean-Baptiste might have remained concealed longer had Maroney's family not eventually reclaimed his body for reinterment in their family plot in Draper, Utah. However, upon exhumation, a horrifying discovery was made. Maroney Clausen hadn't been buried respectfully. He was found face down and completely unclothed in his casket. Understandably furious, Maroney's brother confronted Officer Heath, who vehemently denied burying Maroney in such a demeaning manner. This led them to suspect the gravedigger, Jean-Baptiste. Upon investigation, boxes filled with clothing and items belonging to the deceased were found at Baptiste's residence. This incriminating evidence pointed toward his involvement in grave robbing. Officer Heath's suspicions heightened as he remembered his own daughter, Sarah Melissa Heath, buried in the same cemetery 9 months earlier. Rushing to the site, Baptiste was caught digging a grave. When accused, he purportedly dropped to his knees, begging for mercy. Admitting to robbing multiple graves when questioned, he vehemently denied desecrating Sarah Heath's resting place. Baptiste was swiftly taken into custody, and authorities uncovered numerous stolen items, clothes, shoes, and personal effects from over 300 graves. The city faced a dilemma on how to handle these stolen possessions, eventually displaying them at the courthouse for identification by families. Subsequently, the items were interred in a mass grave at the city cemetery. Public outcry demanded justice for Baptiste. Brigham Young, in a sermon, deemed hanging or shooting as inadequate punishment, suggesting exile to a small island in the Great Salt Lake. In 1862, Baptiste was transported to Fremont Island, where he seemed to survive initially by consuming provisions left by the Miller family who grazed their cattle there. Reports indicated Baptiste's self-sufficiency on the island, but 6 weeks after his banishment, he disappeared. The shack on the island was partially dismantled, and signs suggested he fashioned a rudimentary raft from the shack's materials and a heifer's hide, presumably to escape. The trail goes cold from there. In 1890, a human skull was discovered near the Jordan River's mouth, far from Fremont Island. 3 years later, a partial skeleton, lacking a skull but with a ball and chain on its leg, was found, sparking rumors that it was Baptiste. However, a later interview with Heath refuted this, stating Baptiste hadn't been shackled. Rumors persisted, with supposed sightings of Baptiste's ghost. In truth, the fate of Jean-Baptiste remains a mystery. Some speculate he evaded capture, possibly even venturing to a mining camp in Montana. Yet, the truth of his ultimate fate remains obscured, leaving the story of the infamous Salt Lake City grave robber shrouded in uncertainty and speculation.